Hello, uh,
Hello.
I'm here with Andrew. Andrew, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Sylvia, and yourself?
Very good. Thank you for asking. So, what can you tell us about the money? When did you first come across money altogether?
Well, I guess from day one, money was always around, but it wasn't something that was obvious to me as a young child because you really don't think about it until you start understanding that you actually need money to be able to buy the things that you really want rather than having someone buy them for you. So I guess I must have been around 4 or 5 when I started asking for some pocket money with the aim of saving that money to be able to buy toy soldiers and sweets and that type of thing. And that was the main aim. Also, kind of had an indirect introduction to money, as one of my aunties used to buy me a Christmas present each year, where she'd buy me some minted coins, which she'd always say would eventually gain in value over the years and make me a small fortune. But unfortunately, I don't think she was right about that. And I've still got those coins, and I don't think they're worth much more than their face value today.
Okay, and did you do any chores or any work to deserve the money or?
Yeah, sure. So, like a part of actually getting pocket money had always involved uh, doing some form of work or some chore around the house. In particular, I was stuck with the dishwasher and also hanging out washing. Also, the folks could use the pocket money as a way to motivate myself and my sister into actually cleaning up our rooms and that type of thing. So, in effect, it was kind of used as a tool as well to make us, or not make us, but to convince us to do stuff around the house to help out mum.
Okay, so you had your pocket money for some chores, and then you had some extra money for doing some extra work, correct?
Yeah, well, so like just the basic baseline pocket money did involve some baseline chores like the dishwasher. If I want to earn extra money, I'd have to mow the lawn or find a part-time job or help out someone else with tasks.
Perfect. Well, that's very useful for perhaps parents setting up their pocket money and different ways of adding money to kids or giving money to kids. So, how do you, if I can ask you, how do you manage the money nowadays? Like, do you budget for your expenses or do you save up most of the money for some bigger expenses like mortgage or how do you divide your money, if I may ask?
Yeah, so that's a good question, actually. One thing that I'm not renowned for doing well is budgeting money. So we've put other types of things in place to make sure that one, we're saving for the long-term future, but as you suggested before, also taking out a mortgage where you're um, buying into an asset. So you're being forced to save money that way as well. So there's also some pension schemes or indirect investments that we've got that take out a monthly amount from our account. So in effect, on a week by week basis, once those deductions have been taken out, we probably aren't overly concerned about budgeting our money um, until the bank balance starts to drop a bit, where we then have to panic a little bit and make sure that we're not overspending and that we don't overdraft the account.
Right. Do you do any Excel files or how do you track?
Yeah, no, I do have an Excel file. I did actually create a very detailed Excel file of the incomings and outgoings of our money. The reason for that was to be able to actually understand actually how much spare capital we had in terms of investing some on a monthly basis into a fund.
Right.
But I haven't kept that up to date. Basically, a lot of the expenses remain the same in terms of their annual insurance expenses that are related to the car, the house, and other things like that. Usually you have a general holiday budget, which probably doesn't move that much as well. And as interest rates haven't really changed at all over the last 5 years, we're fairly much guaranteed that the repayments to the bank for the mortgage aren't changing either. So unless there's a situation where we start seeing some inflation, I really don't have the need to actually revisit the budget, to be honest.
Right. So you're using the budget and the Excel file for your budget. Really, when something changes, something dramatic changes, but it's more for the, let's call it starters, young people or people who start to get expenses and incomes to kind of help them start tracking what's coming in and what's coming out and where the expenses and incomes are coming from. So it's really for the starters as such, correct?
Yeah, I think that it's a good exercise to actually do that, to actually understand where your incomings and outgoings come from, and also to help you to save money as well.
Right. And as a suggestion for any new generation, anyone who starts to think about how to manage money, is there any suggestions that you would want to give them, or something that you would want to know about money when you were much younger?
I guess when you're young, you really don't think about saving so much, or the long-term future, and I think that's a natural part of being young, where you think life is like just fairly easy and will continue being like that. But the reality changes. So I think what's important is, particularly when you have children or young children or teenage children, is to educate them with regards to money and how hard money can be to come by, and also to understand the value of money, and that money itself only comes as a reward for hard work, generally speaking. So you have to institute a fairly good work ethic, and to be able to understand the true value of money, I think.
Right. Well, thank you for your suggestion and your experience more than anything. And I hope to speak to you someday soon.
Yeah, sure, Sylvia. You sure you don't want me to continue on, or I've got a few other things we could probably
Yeah.
talk about? Like from just to wrap things up from my point. So I was just thinking about some other things in terms of the kids, and one of the other things I'd strongly advise is that as soon as it is possible for the parents to set up a bank account, and an important part of maybe getting pocket money or earning extra income is to put a proportion away in savings, and the only way you can really do that is if you've got your own bank account and are able to set aside some money. So, and I think it's important to teach that from an early age, that you should spend everything you earn. That you should put a certain percentage away for a rainy day, so to speak.
Right. So
that was all I really want to add.
Your kids have the accounts?
Yeah, they do. They do. So what we try to do is encourage them to whenever they get money for Christmas or pocket money, put a percentage away so that, you know, they can save for something nice in the future. So at the moment, both of them are thinking about buying cars later on and that type of thing. So you kind of develop a, you know, a sense of reality in terms of having to save to be actually able to purchase the really nice things that you want in life. And, you know, sometimes it does take a while to save enough money to be able to get what you really want.
Right. Yep, that's very helpful and very good suggestions for parents as well as for kids in future. Well, thank you.
Cool. You're welcome, Sylvia.
Thank you, Andrew.
Bye now.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.